Cheers. Bam.
Cheers.
Hey guys, good morning to you. Maverick Monday. We are on, right?
We are here.
We're live, rocking. We already got preemptively put out for those of you who can't stick with us. We know sometimes Deanna, she jumps in and be like, "Boom, I'll check it later," which is awesome. We love you, and so we put notes in there ahead of time. Don't cheat though if you haven't. We don't want you jumping ahead. We want to definitely guide you today. We got something great planned, and we're gonna jump into our joke of the day.
Joke of the day. It's about an employer who's interviewing a potential hire. And you know how there's those like kind of standard questions when an employer is kind of vetting potential hires? Like they're like, okay, so the employer asks them, tell me your 3 strengths.
Right.
This interviewee quickly says his strengths, no problem. Then the employer asks, okay, now what are your 3 weaknesses? The interviewee again quickly responds and says, I don't have any. Which then the employer quickly responds and says, excellent. We always love hiring people with absolutely no self-awareness. Anyways, we thought that was hilarious. Last night when we were setting up and preparing, we read that. It was a meme, and we were both rolling on the floor. So that's an intro into what we're talking about today on week 1 of Brave and Expand.
That's right, we're rocking.
We are so stoked you're here. And what is today, baby?
Today is the day to take action. And it's just like every other day, we want to encourage you to take action and change your life to forever. Are you ready?
Heck yeah. We're ready. We're ready.
The new series has begun.
Yeah, the Brave and Expand series. And we are so amped for this series because we're getting into the meat and potatoes of what we do with every day with our clients.
Right.
And
that's right.
We want to walk you guys through what we do. And
that's right.
Because we want to see more Mavericks crushing it out there.
Big time. Not this
crushing it.
Small time, big time.
Big time.
And
big
that's
time.
why we got coffee. I hope you
know,
have
right?
yours because we are going to charge forward, right? Taking it with energy. And it might be like coming at you like a fire hose, but you'll be able to go back at any one moment, right? That's why we do this live. And then we also keep this posted. We're going to be putting it on our Activate Mavericks page as well. We are going to be building this out. So you're going to have full access, play back at any one moment if it's just too much for you. And good morning, Doug and William. So stoked. We got the live action. And again, the idea is to take this at your pace.
Yep.
We're not going to just like expect you to swallow it all and like, okay, I'm in, right? Digest it at the right pace. Make sure you get everything you need and then go through it step by step.
And actually it's a lot simpler. We're going to take you through our system and it's actually a lot simpler than what a lot of people might think. It's like, you might be like, what? That's it? But when you really get it and you you put it into action what we're telling you, it's powerful. And also we want to say if you have any questions as we're going through this, post your questions. We want to interact with you. We want to just answer any questions that come up while we're going through this.
That's right. It's branding time.
Woo woo.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, really quickly, we don't want you guys think that just because it's simple, it doesn't mean it's easy. There's a process. It's not like going and finding your way to the Wizard of Oz and then you open the curtain and you're like, oh, that's all there is. It is not like that, right? We are not telling you something that doesn't work. For one, it is a process. To respect the process, go through the process, and you'll see great results.
Yeah.
So let's get to it.
It's kind of like the simplicity of like, okay, you know that if you want to lose weight, you need to eat less calories than you're expending.
Yes.
And so that's simple, but to like get it into action is not sometimes always that simple. So anyways.
True. Simple, but not easy, right?
Yeah. So our number 1 step that we start with our clients, every single client, and sometimes they're like, really? This is where we're starting? We're not starting with what colors I like and what kind of logos I'm really into. No, we ask them questions to get to know who they are.
Yes.
To get to know you as the founder. Because all brands are really an extension of you as the founder. So your brand is an extension of you. Who you are is going to come out for good or bad into that brand. And so we want to always, that's number one, right?
That's right. Number one step, finding out and assessing. Even if you're like, I like certain things and I know I'm into certain things, but does that apply? And there's a lot of people that actually always ask us this, and we're like, who you are will come out. And that's the idea of what branding comes down to, right? The identity. We always say this at the beginning too as well, because it can bring clarity. And we want to mention, when someone says, hey, I want to build a brand, I got this idea, or I got a vision, right? And it's this thing, and they describe it, and they're into it, and they're like, yes, let's do this. But they're not aware that, hey, it involves your identity, who they are in the middle of that brand for people to connect. Because they're not going to connect to a thing. Everybody has a thing or an idea. It may be helpful to them, but they might not even know it. What they attach themselves is to you. Who are you?
Yep.
Right? And what you're about, what's your scruples, how are you wired?
What are even your weaknesses? That's why we started with, we thought that joke was hilarious, because really what people really, like, if you look at it, what they connect to, if there's someone up on stage, let's just take this as an analogy. If there's someone up on stage and they're talking and they're just telling you all their strengths, all their accomplishments, everything that they've done in life, and they don't ever talk about, hey, I was once going through this and this struggle, and I had this, and I failed here. And if they leave all of that out, they're gonna have the hardest time, right, connecting with who they're speaking with.
Exactly.
But once they incorporate and they bring in those weaknesses, they bring in their quirks, they're who they are. They're not trying to be like someone else. Then they're going to resonate with that crowd that they're speaking with. And so that's what this week is about, is getting clear on who you are.
Right.
Knowing, having that self-awareness and not just, I could talk about, sorry babe, you got to jump in, man. I'm so passionate about this. Is there a question? Yeah.
Diana's on. She's the first thing, but she is, again, going to watch later. We're so amped that she does that too.
Diana, you're a boss.
And she's like,
I'm gonna tell you that.
Have the marvelous Maverick Monday, right?
Woo woo!
We're gonna have it.
We are gonna
One
have
thing
it.
too.
I know. Jump in, baby.
Think about this. So, and it's to help kind of give you that illustration. It's the moment when someone mentions, a famous artist, right? And all they say is like, well, I remember he's the artist who cut his ear off, right? And then you see his work and they describe his work. You don't have to go any further. You know exactly who they're talking about, right? And you're like, yes, because the details are in the identity of that person. And they put all themselves, especially a Van Gogh, especially those great artists who've done amazing pieces that you're just blown away with. And they are, worth millions nowadays. You don't even have to go, far for someone to say, yeah, because they put all themselves into their identity is in their work. Totally. And you can see that, you feel it, you know it, you hear this. The stories go beyond just the work itself, because anybody can go out there, get a paintbrush and just start swiping, right? But it really is when someone puts their gifts, talents, identity, who they are into that piece, they're just like, boom, yes, that's who they are, that's them, that's their name or their brand, and boom, it's clear, 100% clear.
Absolutely. So. And one thing I want to touch on, we do have clients sometimes that are like, oh, I don't want to be the face of the brand. I just want to build a brand that's totally separate from me. And we really encourage them and work with them to be like, hey, brands are the strongest when the founder is in there. Yes. Their DNA is in there, that's flowing through there, because that's kind of the heartbeat of a brand. When you try to separate that heartbeat, you try to just, it becomes sterile, it becomes lifeless. It's like cutting off that blood flow. And yes, companies work and without a face, but if you think about it, the ones that kind of more have that history, that founder's history, and has that heartbeat and that life, those are the ones that people are more drawn to. And so we want to just encourage you guys to take some time to have that self-awareness moment to like really kind of think about questions like, okay, who am I? What do I believe? What do I stand for?
Yeah.
What do I spend my time doing?
Yeah.
How strong am I as a leader? This is a point we're going to talk about too today, is
Yes.
assessing your leadership and where are you are you an expert in your industry? Are you a strong leader?
Right.
Not meaning like a dominant leader, but like, are you a strong leader? Are you, do people want to follow you?
Yep.
And so really assessing you personally, because it's just like, do you want to give the illustration of how it's like an NFL coach?
So I was going to tap on something that you just mentioned really
Go
quickly,
for it.
and then we can get into that. Because, again, I don't know how many times we want to stress this, and it's so important. That's exactly why we keep tapping on it, is if you don't know, if you're not 100%, then that comes across when someone tells you, like
totally.
the original meetings, if you go to networking, if you are the type of person that's like kind of shy and held back, guess what? There are people who have gone through the process of breaking out of that shell by, gosh, I got to be able to tell people what I do and who I am, and share a little more than just, here's my stuff, or my product, my service, because people, there's so many that if you go to a networking group and they say, what do you do? Because that always comes up, what do you do for work? And then you share it, and they're like, oh, cool. First thing that goes to their mind is they're breaking down how many other of what you do that they know. And so they're like, there's 6 other people I know that do that as well. I wonder, though, can I trust this person? Who are they really? Do they do what they say they do? How
good are they at that?
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's not just you do it excellently. Cool. Awesome. But I don't know you, so I don't know if I'd ever want to work with you until I know who you are, right? So just a little tidbit tip, and also make sure to be aware of that. That's the hugest, if you don't, that's the beginning point of what you want to start with.
Absolutely. And it's like, so I'll take the other example, which was, we were talking last night, discussing what's the best way to illustrate this. And we both were thinking of an NFL coach. So if you take an NFL coach he's a newbie, he doesn't really have a clear direction on his coaching style, his coaching techniques. He hasn't totally ironed those out.
Right.
He isn't really that strong of a leader yet, and he's just kind of still not totally clear. How do you think that coach is going to do in the NFL? He's probably not going to be one of those that sticks around through even the whole season. They're going to be like, the owner's going to be like, get him. We need to get a new coach,
Right, and it's not just the owners that notice. They are obviously professionals.
Totally.
They've been, chosen for a reason, to give them the opportunity to step up and do and do what they're called to, that role that they say that they do. Where I'm a coach, I'm gonna do this, and they might have impressed the management and the teams and all the way up to the owner, and they got put in their position, but everyone knows after that, after just a step of performance, right? Within the first few months, I'm sure the owners are like, ooh, I don't know, does he have it? But maybe he has these qualities that can take him the distance, that we're just going to give him a shot. Maybe he'll show up halfway through, and some of these things happen with faith, right? The faith in this person, but halfway through the year, nothing's shifted, nothing's changed. He's a little squirrely, he's a little bit insecure. There are some signs, and even the fans, their biggest fanatics that are into their teams, are watching the coach going, dude, why is that guy still on the field, right? And so that's the idea, is really knowing from the core. And if you know that you need to do some work to get ready, right, prepare yourself to have that clarity, that's the first step. We say go to that and get the assessment done. Yeah. Right? And then, stick to those core things.
Absolutely. Because then if you can contrast that to a coach who knows exactly who he is, he knows his coaching techniques, he knows which ones works with which types of personalities. Right. He knows his stuff. He knows his strategies. His style is clear. He's not like all over the place to where the players are like, whoa, what is he doing? Yeah. He knows his coaching style. He knows his stuff. He has a clear vision for the team. Yes, totally. That coach is going to be the kind of coach that will take that team to the Super Bowl. Maybe not in year one, but he's got it clear. He's got it proven plan. He knows, he has that clarity, and that's what your brand is going to count on for you. It's going to need you to be that head coach, that strong head coach that knows who you are. You have a vision for your brand. You're clear on, you're not just following trends on Insta like, oh, this is trending now, let's do this. Oh, this is trending now, let's do this. You're not all over the place. You are rooted, you're grounded, and you know the direction that you're going to take your brand in. So
yes, that's our first initial, like, we wanted to continue to tap away and ask these questions. If you guys have questions again on this topic, branding, or even if you have things that maybe feel a little off topic but are actually not, we want to bring those in. You got a question about your business, some aspect to it, or leadership, or you've got something on your heart that is keeping you from stepping out to go and start this initial, hey, I got an idea, but I'm really not so sure. I've got these questions in my mind. Post those things. We have questions as well. I mean, it's not like we are arrived. We're in the process, but we've been doing it long enough now that we've seen huge success for ourselves, for businesses we work with, the brands that we've built. That's what we call them, epic brands. We want them to be just boom, taking names, conquering, taking territory, seeing income like no other, and successful, right?
Yeah, that's what we want. We want you guys to succeed, and
that's right.
And we don't want you to be like, dude, I'm not if you're sitting there, I can just imagine you're like, I'm not a strong leader. I'm fall short in this area. Who cares? Who cares? Then today's the day, like Mike said. Today is the day to take action.
Yes.
And get going, get growing, growing, and just start. It's like planting a seed.
Right.
Like there's so much.
True.
Just plant that seed, start learning, start growing, start fleshing out your vision for your brand. But you've got to get started. Don't just be like, I can never do this. Plant that seed.
Good.
Start nurturing that seed. Start cultivating the ground, the soil around it. Pouring in that nutrients, giving it that sunlight, that water that it needs.
Right.
And you will start to see amazing things happen, you guys.
You will. We don't want you to let fear
No.
keep you from accomplishing those things you were wired for, you were made to do. And if you've started a business, you've started that whole, hey, I've got a product or service and it's been going, but it's failing for some reason. I've been putting this in year after year, right? And it just seems to be going nowhere. Think about this. The people who have full clarity, right? Full clarity. And they go from ground level, they put out their product or service, and they say with confidence, I know without a shadow of a doubt that I can do this and it's going to help someone up-level themselves, the person, their body, their structure, their whatever they do, and what you do align, right? But if you don't have confidence in that, if you're wondering, if you're still kind of doubting, that's where you should start. That's where it needs to be repaired so you can walk forward in that confidence knowing, guess what, this can do it. Because once you have someone else feeling your confidence, there is no doubt that they know you have knowledge in that, right? They will not doubt it. And then when you share that personality of who you are mixed into your brand, because that's what the brand is about, the identity of all that, right? You make an impression, the services, the town, nothing gets in the way of seeing that brand go vertical, as opposed to just being a commodity, as opposed to just going, I got the service and I got this and let's do this. Well, there's companies that put out commodity products and services, or specifically something, one quick idea they know they want to fire off, and it's supposed to be just a trend, right? It's just out there for a period.
And that's not what we're talking about.
We are not talking about that.
That's a great point.
No.
Love, that's a great point.
No.
That's not the kind of brands that we build, not the kind of clients we work with. We work with clients who are like, I want to build something quality that has a purpose, that's going to leave a legacy, that's going to be around, that's not just like, oh, get it up and then it dies.
Right.
Like, it was so good. There was this illustration, we were listening to a message with our daughter. She was sitting there with us, and he gave this illustration of a tomato plant. There was this teacher who had 2 terrariums. He wanted to teach his kids this in his class. And they would plant a tomato seed, but in one of the terrariums, which is just like a glass case, they only had an inch of dirt.
Right.
So just an inch of dirt. The other one had, a good half a foot of dirt. And they would put in their tomato seeds and they would, do all this stuff. They both got the exact same sunlight, the same water, all of that.
Right.
But the difference is the one with the inch of dirt, that took off like nothing. Just sprouted up, was boom up, when this other one, in the thick dirt, hadn't even gotten through the soil yet. Yeah. This one was already sprouting.
Right.
But the rad thing is that after, it got to be about, a foot tall, right, it would turn white. The one that was just in the inch of dirt, and die. Whereas the one that was in the good soil, the deep soil, it had time to take root and build those roots and get strong. And that one, it would grow so big they would have to take it out and plant it outside. So
epic.
Those are the brands we work with. Those are the clients we work with, are the ones that want to grow deep. They want to have a clear purpose.
Boom.
They want to build something that's going to brave every storm and expand in every market. So
that's right.
Great
Just
point,
like we want more bamboo brands, right?
Oh, that's another one.
Another plant.
You guys are getting all the illustrations today.
That bamboo plant, if you haven't gone on YouTube or, the Nature Channel and seen it, which we're crazy stoked about, these bamboo plants, they only grow a matter of a few inches, right, in the first 4 years. Because their roots are going down and establishing and getting deeper and growing outward and getting them like to the point of the rich soil, right? The points where they know they're going to pull from, because again, it's the earth that helps them grow. It's the earth. It's not the roots, the seeds, it's the earth. They pull from that. And then after that, the following year, whoosh, 18
feet.
18 feet tall
in 1 year.
That's why bamboo, you're like, whoa. Because I know a friend of ours got bamboo and it's not that tall and it didn't grow, and they're like, man, I'm failing. I don't know if I'm killing this plant, if it's even still alive. But after that, boom, it sprouted and they got tall. And then he's gone and done more because he knows how the process is. You got to put in that time, allow it and nurture it, right? And then boom, they take off. That's the same thing we wanted to see with that dedication for brands that are epic. We do not think in or believe in you're going to go and put out your idea and it's just going to fire off day one. There are those cases, right? We believe in the process, to stick to it, to never have that mentality of like, I don't have what it takes, or it's not going to happen because it hasn't happened in the first month or the first year. But going through the process and allowing that time to set the roots, right? Set the roots, set who you are, and establish that for that legacy brand to do something for the long haul and be successful over a long period. And you'll see amazing things happen, not only in yourself, right? Because you have to learn and adjust and grow with it. Excuse me. And it gives the opportunity of that brand to make an impression, not just this small little drop in the water, but it's going to be those rings outward are what you want. Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what the bamboo thing, it's so many people can think that it's an overnight success, okay, they just start to see it when it did that 18 feet in 1 year. They think that, they just started that business, or they just, are starting on online marketing, or they just, whatever it is.
Right.
It's like, no, if you really dig a little deeper, those people who had that, like what seems like an instant success, they had planted that seed sometimes decades ago, and they had been cultivating and nurturing and caring and being consistent day in and day out, and like then it took off. There's that point where that you'll reap that harvest and it'll just shoot up. So we just want to encourage you, keep at it, guys.
That's why our like the small text, the fine text underneath Activate Mavericks is rise and rise again. Don't stop until your purpose is fulfilled, because there are people just like now showing up on have done 10 years, 20 years, and they are killing it and crushing it now. But you've never heard of them until now. You're just like, whoa. And you think they're an overnight success because
Totally.
they're crushing it, making
Totally.
millions, have a reputation. They're showing up on TV shows, Shark Tank, making decisions. And they're like, boom, I know what you got. I want you on my team. They're the ones that are the lead now. But they didn't start out that way. They started out on the other side of the coin, maybe hurting financially, but has this like, wow, you know, moment of like, hello, I've got to do something. And I've got an idea and I'm wired a certain way and I know that this will help people.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do whatever it takes, right? And making wise decisions along the way, learning from those that have already gone ahead of them.
Yep.
Or in some way, like a lot of these guys have a story, right? And that's important, that they've taken from those people who have done and been huge success before them to avoid all of the drops, the pitfalls, those giant trenches that you have to live through. Otherwise, take the advice and avoid them, right? And they've applied those things, which is pretty awesome. I'm blown away some of these stories. If you haven't been on, like, wow, some of our favorites have been just going online and listening to, like, Audible, what has got these guys where they are now, right? How did they start? What's their background? Because that really was what resonated too for us to go, wow, it's not just like they inherited a bunch of money and their trust fund baby and they're, you know, got the idea and they put it out there and there's huge success, right? No, they put in time, they put in effort, they failed a few times, maybe more than 6, 7, 8. It was just like failure, but it didn't help or didn't keep them from continuing on. So that's what we always say. Failure is not final.
Nope,
That's
you guys. It's not, and that's, we'll wrap it. That's a great segue, babe. High fives on that.
Bam!
No,
Yes,
your
you see that?
failure is not final. And you guys, we failed. We have failed. We've talked about this on other lives about just our journey and how failed businesses fail. And it's just kind of, but we didn't stop. We took what we learned in that one and we adjusted and kept building and kept building.
Yes.
And so if you feel like you failed, awesome. Today's the day to get back up. Let's keep going. You got this.
Boom.
And if you have questions, message us.
Yeah.
And we just want to say also too, like we really, for us, like in those low points of our life, it wasn't just us. We didn't pull ourselves up from the bootstraps. I want to be really candid, like, and be real and be who we are.
Yes.
Like, we turned to God. We were like, God, you need to help us and give me the strength to get out of bed today.
Right.
Give me the strength to keep going today. Guide us. Give us wisdom. Like, we need your help. And he met us every time. And this might not be for everyone, and that's okay, but I want to be real and share what helped us and what got us through. That's what got us through, you guys. And so, yeah.
That's right. Exactly. We can share with you and probably go all day long.
I know. We've got to get
But
our
we do
daughter
have to
school.
get going, right? And just want to end with, if you have questions, don't hesitate, even if it's something that you don't want to put on the live feed or on this aftermath of like, hey, I'm reading the notes, I didn't have a chance, but I do have something I want to touch on. My brand isn't doing this. I've tried marketing in certain ways. We've definitely have, knowledge we want to share with you. Input, direct message us. Don't hesitate. If it's something that hey, Sophia, design-wise, I have a question about that. I'm kind of stuck. Hey, let's help you.
Yeah.
If you've got questions that have to do with video marketing, right, or marketing in general, online especially, building funnels, how you have something on your heart that is keeping you from being that whole explosive, taking the limits off, right? Your mindset needs some kind of like, whoa, I think this way, but for some reason I can't get out of that thought. I can't get out of that groove. Let's help you. Let's create a new groove and get you in a new direction, making sure you are going vertical, seeing results that you want to see. We want to help you. So fire away, send them our way. We look forward to the next level for all of you.
Next level. And next week we will be back here with you.
Yes.
Taking the next step on how to build a brand that will brave every single storm and expand no matter what the market is.
That's right. Have a great one, guys.
Bye, guys.